Stop throwing away Kennedy halves. 5 modern dates from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s are exploding at auction. One just sold for a jaw-dropping $134,800. We're counting down the 5 most demanding Kennedy half dollars that look common, but can pay out 17 grand to over 100 grand in perfect condition. Your next Rolls search could change everything. Let's go. First up, the 1998 D. Kennedy half dollar from the Denver Mint. It's the late 90s, Bill Clinton is president, the internet is exploding, Titanic is breaking box office records, and the US Mint is still cranking out these iconic Kennedy half dollars. But by 1998, these halves aren't really circulating much anymore. People are hoarding them as keepsakes, or they're ending up in bank vaults, rarely seeing the light of day in everyday transactions. That means a lot of these coins survived in incredible condition, straight from mint rolls or bags. And that's where the real excitement begins for us coin hunters. Let's start with the basics that make this coin so cool. The obverse features that timeless portrait of President John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. Strong profile, sharp hair details, the word liberty arching above, and I in God we trust along the side. Flip it over to the reverse, and you've got Frank Gasparro's heraldic eagle, clutching arrows and an olive branch, surrounded by stars, with United States of America and half dollar. Right under Kennedy's neck, you'll spot that tiny D mint mark. That's Denver, baby, where millions of these were struck in 1998. Now, most people think, hey, it's just a 50-cent coin from the 90s, probably worth face value. And yeah, if it's been bouncing around in circulation, scratched up and worn, it's exactly that, 50 cents. But hold on, because this is where it gets insanely interesting. These 1998 D. Kennedys were made from copper-nickel clad. No silver here, like the early ones. But the Denver Mint produced them in huge numbers, primarily for collectors and sets. That means tons of them are still out there in brilliant uncirculated or even gem condition. What blows my mind is how condition dramatically changes everything in coin collecting, especially with modern issues like this. A standard circulated 1998 D, 50 cents, maybe $1 if it's nice. But pull one out that's never been touched. Full original mint, luster shining like it just rolled off the presses. And we're talking real money. Grades like MS65 or MS66 are achievable for many, and those can fetch premiums, because collectors love that eye appeal, that frosty glow under light. But the real hype comes when you hit those super high grades. We're talking MS67, MS68, coins that are virtually flawless, with razor-sharp strikes, no marks, booming luster. These are conditional rarities. Not many survive at that level, because even tiny contact marks from mint bags drop the grade. Collectors go crazy for them because they're tough to find, and when they pop up at auction, or from grading services like PCGS or NGC, the bids start flying. Think about it. This coin honors one of America's most legendary presidents, a symbol of hope and tragedy from the 1960s, still being minted decades later. It's a piece of living history that bridges generations. Kids born in the 90s might have gotten these in change back then, not realizing they could be holding something special today. And let's talk errors and varieties, because that's where dreams are made in coin hunting. While major dramatic errors aren't super common on the 1998 D, keep your eyes peeled for things like double dies, subtle doubling on letters or dates that can add serious value, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes. If you've got one with a mint mistake, it could multiply the worth big time. Even die cracks or repunched mint marks can turn a common coin into a variety hunter's chase. I love telling you guys to check your change, rolls from the bank, inherited collections, because these 1998 D halves still turn up. Head to your local bank. Ask for half-dollar rolls. You might score some gems. Use a magnifying glass, good lighting, Look for that full strike on Kennedy's hair, the eagle's feathers sharp as ever. Nowhere on the high points. In recent years, top-graded examples have been shattering expectations at auctions. One flawless, ultra-rare specimen in pristine condition sold for $35,500, leaving collectors speechless and proving that even modern Kennedys can deliver life-changing payoffs. So what's the takeaway? Don't overlook the 1998 D. Kennedy half dollar. It might look like just another half, but in the right condition, or with that hidden flaw, it could be worth way more than you ever imagined. Grab your loop, start searching those jars and boxes, and who knows, your next big find could be staring back at you. If you're pumped about this and want more deep dives into hidden gem coins like this, smash that like button, subscribe for notifications, and drop a comment below. Have you ever found a 1998 D in change or a roll? What's the best Kennedy you've pulled? Let's build this community of treasure hunters. Next up, hey coin hunters, my next coin is the 1985 D. Kennedy half dollar straight from the Denver Mint. This thing might seem like just another clad half sitting in your change jar, but stick with me because some of these are absolute monsters in the collector world. We're in the heart of the Reagan era, big hair, neon everything, Michael Jordan's rookie year dominating the NBA, and Back to the Future hitting theaters. Meanwhile, over at the US Mint, they're pumping out Kennedy half dollars like crazy, but hardly anyone is using them for actual spending. By this point, halves are mostly going straight to collectors or sitting in vaults, meaning a ton survived in pristine shape. Denver cranked out nearly 20 million of these 1985 DS, but that's not the full story. Zoom in on that classic design we all know and love. Gilroy Roberts' sharp portrait of JFK on the front. That confident gaze, detailed hair strands flowing back, Liberty overhead. In God We Trust split on either side, and the date 1985 right at the bottom. Just above the date, you'll spot that bold D. Mint mark telling you it's Denver born. Turn it over, and Frank Gasparro's presidential seal eagle is holding court, shield on its chest, arrows and olive branch in talons, 50 stars circling above, United States of America up top, half dollar below. It's iconic American symbolism on a coin that's copper-nickel clad, no precious silver content anymore. But that doesn't stop it from packing serious potential. If you've got a beat-up circulated one that's seen pockets and cash registers, yeah, it's worth exactly 50 cents, maybe a couple bucks if it's semi-nice. But here's where the adrenaline kicks in. These were minted in huge numbers mostly for sets and bags, so brilliant, uncirculated examples are everywhere waiting to be discovered. Pull one with that fresh from the mint flash, full frosty luster dancing across the surfaces, sharp details on Kennedy's ear and cheek, eagle's wings popping, and you're already in premium territory. Condition is king with these modern Kennedys. An MS-64 or MS-65, solid, maybe $10 to $20. Bump it to MS-66, and collectors start paying attention because the strike quality and lack of blemishes get tougher. But when you climb into MS-67 and beyond, we're talking conditional beasts, coins so flawless they look like they teleported from 1985 untouched. Tiny bag marks or weak strikes knock most down, so the survivors at the top grades are scarce and fiercely chased. What gets me fired up is hunting for those hidden varieties and errors that can skyrocket value. Keep your eyes open for off-center strikes, where the design shifts dramatically. Clipped planchets, with that curved missing edge, die cracks spidering across the fields, or even subtle doubled lettering on In God We Trust or the date. Broad strikes without the reeded edge strike through grease errors obscuring details. Any mint goof-up turns a common date into a variety collector's dream. These 1985 DS came from high-speed production, so anomalies slipped through, and spotting one could mean big payoffs. This coin is more than metal. It's a tribute to JFK's enduring legacy, minted over 2 decades after his presidency, reminding us of Camelot, space race ambition, and national unity. Families passed these down. Kids collected them from bankrolls, not knowing some would become high-grade trophies. You can still find these today. Hit up banks for half-dollar rolls. Dig through inherited boxes, estate sales, or even flea markets. Grab a good light and magnifier. Check for no wear on the high points, original mint bloom intact, surfaces clean and mark-free. Grade it yourself roughly. Then send the promising ones to PCGS or NGC for that official slab. Auction houses have seen some jaw-dropping results lately with elite examples. One extraordinary near-perfect specimen in impeccable preservation hammered for $134,800, shocking the room and showing how far a top-tier modern Kennedy can go. Bottom line, folks, never sleep on the 1985 D. Kennedy $half. It might be common in low grades, but in gem condition or with that rare error, it's a potential powerhouse hiding in plain sight. Start sorting those halves you've been ignoring. Your jackpot could be right there. Next up, hey coin enthusiasts, today we're shining the spotlight on a 90s classic that's deceptively common looking but hides some insane potential. The 1995 P. Kennedy $half from the Philadelphia Mint. Flashback to 1995. Windows 95 is launching and changing computers forever. Toy Story is the first full CGI movie blowing minds in theaters. O.J. Simpson trial dominating headlines, and the Philadelphia Mint is quietly producing over 26 million of these Kennedy halves. But here's the kicker. By the mid-90s, $half are barely circulating. They're mostly minted for collector sets, annual mint bags, or just in case, so huge numbers ended up stashed away untouched, preserving them in stunning condition right from the start. Let's break down why this coin is straight fire. On the obverse, you've got that powerful left-facing profile of JFK by Gilroy Roberts. Crisp lines in the hair, bold cheekbone, liberty curving across the top, in God we trust divided below, and the year 1995 punched clean at the base. No mint mark on Philly coins from this era for circulation strikes, so it's smooth right there. Flip to the reverse, and Frank Gasparro's majestic eagle steals the show. Shield proud on the chest, arrows and olive branch grip tight, bundle of 50 stars overhead, United States of America ringing the top, $half at the bottom. All on that familiar copper-nickel clad composition. Reeded edge, 30.6 millimeters diameter, classic Kennedy vibes. A worn, circulated 1995. P that's been through the ringer? Straight up 50 cents. Maybe $1 or $2 if it's decent. But that's missing the whole story. These were churned out in massive quantities mainly for collectors, meaning loads are still floating around in mint state. That original blast of luster, no circulation wear, details popping like day one. The magic happens with grading. MS-63, MS-64, easy finds, a few bucks each. Push to MS-65, and you're getting nice premiums for that clean eye appeal. But climb higher. MS-66 starts getting tougher. MS-67 is where it turns scarce because even minor ticks from production drop them down. And MS-68, we're talking elite territory, conditional rarities, that serious registry set builders hunt relentlessly. Population reports show very few at the absolute top, making them modern-day unicorns in the Kennedy series. Don't sleep on the error potential either. That's pure adrenaline for roll searchers. With high-volume minting, mistakes happened. Look for dramatic off-center strikes, shifting the design wildly. Broad strikes spilling over without collar restraint. Clipped planchets with that signature curved clip, or even wild wrong planchet errors like struck on quarter or nickel blanks. Die cracks, filled dies weakening letters, doubled elements on the portrait or eagle. Any verifiable mint blunder can explode the value. turning a common date into a standout piece that error collectors battle over. This isn't just a coin. It's a snapshot of American resilience, honoring JFK's vision decades later in the heart of the Clinton 90s boom. Parents tucked these away for kids, grandparents filled jars, banks ordered rolls that sat unopened, all preserving history in metal. Pro tip: these still show up. Raid bank half-dollar rolls if they have any, scour garage sales, estate lots, or family attics. Arm yourself with strong light, a 10x loop. Inspect for untouched surfaces, full strike on hair strands and eagle feathers, blazing cartwheel luster with no haze or spots. Promising ones, slab them at PCGS or NGC to unlock the real worth. The market has delivered some absolute shockers recently with pinnacle examples. One breathtaking, virtually perfect specimen in extraordinary condition brought $74,300 at auction, turning heads across the numismatic world and reminding everyone that 90s Kennedys can hit lottery levels. Guys, the 1995 P. Kennedy half-dollar is proof you can't judge a coin by its date alone. Common in average shape, but gem quality or that killer error. It could be a game changer lurking in your stash. Get out there and hunt those haves you've been ignoring. Next up, hey treasure seekers, my next coin is the 2001 D. Kennedy half-dollar from the Denver Mint. This coin might blend right into your old coin rolls or family collections, but some examples are straight-up legends in the modern collecting scene. We're talking early 2000s vibes. Y2K fears fading away, the dot-com bubble bursting, 9/11 reshaping the world just months later, Britney and NSYNC ruling the charts, and the U.S. Mint striking what would be one of the very last Kennedy half-dollars truly meant for circulation. That's right, 2001 was the final year the Mint released half-dollars into general channels of commerce in meaningful numbers. After this, they shifted mostly to collector-only production. Starting in 2002, Denver minted around 19.5 million of these 2001 DS, a decent run, but with low everyday use, many got saved, bank vaulted, or tucked away untouched. Let's appreciate the artistry that makes this coin timeless. Obverse side, Gilroy Roberts' iconic JFK profile gazing left, intricate hair waves, strong jawline, liberty sweeping across the top, In God We Trust flanking the portrait, 2001 date below, and that crispy mint mark just to the right of the truncation. Reverse, Frank Gasparro's powerful presidential eagle, shield bold on the breast, arrows and olive branch in claws symbolizing war and peace, ring of 50 stars, United States of America arching above, half-dollar grounding it below, copper nickel clad over a copper core, reeded edge, weighing in at 11.34 grams. It's the classic Kennedy formula we've loved since '64. Spot one that's circulated a bit, with light wear and toning. It's basically face value, 50 cents, maybe a buck or two. But the real thrill is in the uncirculated survivors. Since halves weren't heavily spent, bags and rolls sat pristine for years. Find one with that original Denver Mint sheen, cartwheeling luster rolling across flawless fields, full strike details on Kennedy's locks and the eagle's plumage, and you've got something collectors crave. Grading turns good into great here. MS-64 or MS-65 examples are affordable entry points, often under $10. MS-66 ramps up the appeal with sharper eye appeal, but push into MS-67 and higher? Those are the conditional rarities that make pulses race. Coins with virtually no distractions, booming frost, and strike quality that pops under light. Population reports reveal how few reach those stratospheric levels. Production imperfections and handling knock most out early. Error hunters, this is your playground too. Modern high-speed minting means occasional slip-ups. Scout for off-center strikes creating dramatic misalignments. Broad strikes where the collar fails and the coin spreads wide without reading, planchet clips, giving a straight or curved missing bite, or even dye deterioration like cracks and clashes adding character. Subtle repunched mint marks, grease-filled dyes, softening elements, or minor doubling. If authenticated, these anomalies can separate your find from the pack and add serious collector demand. Carrying JFK's legacy into a new century, this 2001 D represents closure on the circulating half-dollar era while honoring enduring American ideals. It's the kind of coin grandparents might have set aside, or that ended up in unopened bank bags rediscovered decades later. These still surface in the wild. Check those forgotten jars. Request half-dollar rolls if your bank has any stashed. Browse coin shops or online lots. Equip yourself with bright LED light, a decent magnifier. Hunt for untouched cheek and hair on JFK, feather definition on the eagle, no cabinet friction or haze dulling the glow. Standouts deserve professional grading at PCGS or NGC to certify and protect that potential. Recent auctions have spotlighted elite specimens pushing boundaries. One stunning top pop example in superb gem condition realized $17,500, electrifying bidders and highlighting the upside in flawless modern Kennedys. So, never dismiss the 2001 D Kennedy half-dollar as just another common date. In pristine state or sporting that rare mint error, it packs way more punch than meets the eye. Time to rummage through those halves gathering dust. Fortune favors the bold hunter. Next up, hey fellow, my next is the 1996 P from the Philadelphia Mint. This mid-90s beauty might look like your average pocket change half at first. But trust me, when the stars align with condition or a mint mishap, it can deliver some serious thrills for hunters like us. The Philadelphia Mint strikes over 24 million Kennedy halves. But by now, these coins are ghosts in circulation. Casinos might use them, but everyday folks aren't spending halves. Most head straight to collector bags, rolls, or bank storage, meaning countless examples stayed fresh and untouched for decades. Dive into the details that make this coin iconic. Front and center, Gilroy Roberts' masterful JFK portrait, facing left, flowing hair with every strand defined, confident expression, liberty boldly arched above, in God we trust hugging the bottom split by the neck, and 1996 crisp at the base. No mint mark on these Philly business strikes, keeping it clean. Over on the reverse, Frank Gasparro's eagle dominates. Proud shield, talons gripping arrows for strength and olive branch for peace. 50 stars encircling. United States of America topping it off. $half anchoring the bottom. All clad in copper nickel. That signature reeded edge gripping tight. Grab a circulated one with scratches and dullness from limited use. It's spot on at 50 cents, perhaps $1 if it's halfway decent. But the excitement explodes with uncirculated pieces. Since demand was low for spending, mint-fresh examples abound in rolls and sets. That explosive luster wheeling across open fields. Devices striking up bold and frosty. Grading is where the real drama unfolds. MS63 to MS65, super common, pocket change premiums. MS66 gets a nod for solid appeal, but venture into MS67 territory, and scarcity hits hard. Minor production flaws or light contacts eliminate most. MS68 and above, true conditional rarities, with populations dwindling fast, turning heads in registry sets, and driving fierce competition. Error enthusiasts, get ready. High-volume runs like this breed exciting flubs. Watch for clipped planchets with that telltale curved or straight missing chunk. Off-center strikes, throwing the design way off kilter. Broad strikes bulging out without the edge reads. Die clashes imprinting ghost images from one side to the other, or struck through grease-filling letters and creating weak spots. Die cracks weaving patterns, filled dies softening details. Authenticate any oddity. and it could transform a standard 1996 P into a standout that error specialists pursue aggressively. More than just a 50-cent piece, this honors JFK's lasting impact amid the tech boom and cultural shifts of the 90s. Many ended up saved in family jars, mint sets, or forgotten bank bags, waiting for today's sharp-eyed collectors to rediscover them. They're still out there waiting, beg banks for any lingering half-dollar rolls, hit estate sales, coin shows, or sift through inherited hoards. Arm up with quality lighting and a strong loupe. Scan for pristine surfaces. No high point where on JFK's cheek or hair. Eagle feathers fully separated, luster unbroken and blazing. Top contenders? Send to PCGS or NGC for slabbing and maximum realization. Lately, the auction scene has lit up with premium gems exceeding all expectations. One exceptional Ultra Gem specimen in flawless preservation soared to $50,900, stunning the numismatic community and proving the massive potential locked in elite modern Kennedys. Listen up. The 1996 P. Kennedy half-dollar is a prime example of why we never write off common dates. Average ones are everywhere cheap, but pristine grade or that standout error. Pure hidden firepower ready to reward the persistent searcher. Dive into those overlooked haves now. Your breakthrough discovery might be closer than you think. If this has you revved for more modern American coins hiding big upside, hammer that like, subscribe and activate notifications for the next reveal.